It was time to go back to Arc Raiders. The game reset. I was starting over. Before I played passive, I avoided other players whenever I could. But things are different now. I can fight again. I don't have to run. Coming back from Warzone, I didn't know who I'd be in Arc Raiders. This is my story of figuring out whether I became that protector or destroyer. Any game that gives me a moral choice, I usually try to be the good guy. Even when a game tempts me to take that darker path, I don't stay there for long. It just never sits right with me to ruin someone's experience if they didn't cause me any harm. Like always, the game felt friendly. People were extracting together, working on quests. Even though most people still avoided each other, it was still that solo community I remember. But sometimes I would come across dead bodies. I kept wondering where that killer went. I tried to help when I could, but most of the time I was just too late. Then one moment changed that. I was looting on the second floor of the testing annex overlooking the extraction point. I heard a flare go off. Then I heard someone say, "Why'd you shoot me in the back?" I went to help.
Someone kill you? Did someone kill you?
Some guy threw a grenade at the guy in his house, and then I was killing that guy, and then the guy in the house came out and killed me.
The hell? Did he leave?
At least one of them did. There should be another guy running around again.
Okay. I've got a defib. Let me see if I can get to you in time.
Dude, I heard the door and everything.
I got the guy that ran off from the building.
There you go.
Alright, I'm gonna try to get to you ASAP.
Oh, you're the best.
Thanks.
After that, I tried to help anyone I could if I was nearby, even players I didn't fully trust. It just felt good to help other players. I was fighting a Bastion solo for quite some time. Luckily, another Raider showed up and helped me finish it. I didn't think it was a problem. So once it was down, we started looting. And then he killed me. I didn't know what to think of it at the time. I should have had my guard up.
I didn't change. I loaded into the next map, Buried City, looking for arc probes for a trial. I saw other players and I was still cautious. We looted and it was very chill. I found an arc probe surrounded by buildings all by itself, almost done breaching. So I continued it. Then, of course, I started looting. Cracked. No warning, no reason. I crawled to cover and died.
I loaded into Stella Montes. When it first came out, it was a PvP nightmare. After a few raids, it was pretty friendly. By now, I was done with questing. I was just looting. I started a raid with a free kit. Nothing to lose. The map felt nice and calm, but the arcs were not. After too many fights, I couldn't stop a pop from exploding. It broke my shield, it took my health. I started repairing shields fast as I could. Then, no audio cue, no warning, just gunfire. I went down. I looked at the killer and I said, "Why, bro, why?" I started to rethink how I approach raids. I didn't want these three players determining who I was in the game. My mindset shifted. I was still holding on to being the protector. Then I ran into a raider who needed help. He was fighting a shredder near the extract point. Shredders are dangerous in Stella. I pulled the shredder away to help him, but I hesitated. I protected myself instead. The shredder ended up killing him. I looted the body and extracted. As raids went on, a thought kept coming back. I'm not going to hesitate. If I have a bad feeling, I'm taking them out. Then one moment gave me hope. I ran into a few other players and we worked together to take down the bigger arcs. No one backstabbed, we all left together. That moment reminded me the solo community is still worth keeping friendly. But sometimes, it's too good to be true. Buried City, arcs closing in. I see a raider start shooting me, and I jump off the roof and start firing back. I don't down him, but an arc finishes the job. Even losing the fight, I stood my ground. I didn't hesitate. But raids later, I heard a flare go off. I think there's a killer close by. A raider shows up and says, "Hey, raider." They seem friendly, but I don't trust it. I move to another area nearby. I see their flashlight as they're looting. If I wait, I could be next. If I act, what if they weren't the killer? I decide to fight, and the second I run up, I'm dead. I have to act faster.
So I had a key to open up one of the locked cellars in the blue gate. So I was hoping for a possible blueprint. But someone followed me. But this time I wasn't going to hesitate. I started hearing footsteps, and then I heard the ladder. I barely made it out alive. I knocked him out, took his loot, and ran. Now I'm on the defensive. As I was getting near extract, I saw someone go into one of the buildings. I asked, "Hey, are you friendly?" I didn't get a response. I got my grenade ready, and I asked again, "Hey, are you friendly?" They finally said yes. So I put the grenade away, and we extracted together. But that's the struggle. I don't know what I'm supposed to be anymore. I've been beaten. So I ask myself, so what now?
By the end of this journey, I realized something. I didn't become the protector. I didn't become the destroyer. I became someone who can be both, depending on the situation.